Welcome to Swell Girls. I like to mix my sky, water, and sand colors right on the canvas, so I start by squirting my paint directly on the canvas. Here I'm working with white and an island blue, and I'm just not mixing entirely, just sort of blending these colors, creating some depth and variation, trying to get that horizon line pretty straight. As I built up the sand and the dunes here, I did come in with a little brown to create some shadow. And then we're just mixing a color just darker than our sand or a little bit lighter than our sand, so we have some contrast to start laying out our fence post. I am using the width of my flat brush to determine the width of the posts, which makes it easy to kind of keep them a little bit uniform in size, but I am in no way making them uniform or symmetrical in layout. I think varying it gives it a little bit more of an authentic quality. You can do as many as you like. One thing to keep in mind is even in the areas that we know will be covered with our surfboard will not be covering them entirely, so I recommend going ahead and painting a full fence, even though you're going to be covering some of it up. And this shading technique is similar to what we do in the classic mermaid design. I'm getting plenty of water on my angle brush and just getting a touch of black on the very tip end of the angle brush. Not the whole entire width of the angle, not the whole entire edge, just the very tip end. And I'm going in with a number 3 round brush, just creating a few little lines of color, grays, white, black, darker brown, just giving it a weathered look. You could just choose 1 or 2 of these techniques. You do not have to do them all. I'm joining my fence with just a little rounded wire that is just twisty in the middle. I'm not being very precise because I want it to have a weathered look, and I'm just doing it just 1 row at the bottom and 1 row at the top. And you could stop there with just the black lines, but I'm going to mix a little bit of white and black to make a gray, just to break up that stark black with a little gray line here and there. For the grass, I'm just doing a little upward stroke with the end of my number 3 round brush, and I'm using browns and greens. You can of course use whatever colors you like. I recommend 2 to 3 colors for a good bit of depth and contrast. Again, you'll be glad you did the whole length of the fence so that when you place your surfboards, you won't have to go back and paint grass where you thought you were going to cover it up, but you didn't. As always, this video is sped up to save you time watching and give you more time to do some actual creating. This project is probably going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours from start to finish. After your canvas is completely dry, reapply the surfboards with our decoupage technique, which is glue on top, glue underneath, and glue between every layer. Of course, the number of surfboards and the amount of detail you use on those surfboards is entirely up to you. I recommend getting your entire layout worked out before you start to glue. And I'm going to go ahead and link the full live tutorial of this in real time if you're interested in watching that. And here comes the sun. You can use any stencil with some paper paste tinted the color that you'd like. I'm using antique gold here. I'm keeping my palette knife at about a 45-degree angle as I'm spreading this out. Be careful not to over apply, and if you do, no worries, a baby wipe is your best friend. Love the reveal. Now it's your turn. Be sure and post your finished Swell Girls inside the creative community so we can ooh and ah over your creation. And happy making. I'll see you in the next video.